welcome back to Cowabunga Corner. In this episode, we are talking about the second Ninja Turtle magazine. Now, in each season of Cowabunga Corner, I've done a magazine episode, so here we go with another one. And once again, we have a cover done by Michael Dooney, and this is from fall of 1990, issue number 2, where we have a handful of different things inside. Michelangelo introduces the issue, telling us what's cool to check out, and bring in your fan letters, because we will print fan letters. Not everyone will be printed, but we will print as many as we can. And fan art. So we got this stuff being mentioned in here, and then they have their little bits of stories. Now, one of the stories I like inside this issue is that they actually show the MGM costumes of the turtles from Disney World. And so I like the MGM turtles being in here. It was one of those things. You don't get to see too much of the costume turtles that go out and do public appearances in magazines, and they actually have it in here. Their story about a kid accomplishing something was a pretty miracle story. A 12-year-old boy who learned to fly a plane and got to fly the plane around the world. So if you want to read that story about how he went about doing it, who his support was, and just the adventure that he had, you have to find this magazine. eBay. That's the only place I can tell you to look, because I don't know where. Of course, in this issue, we have a Ninja Turtle comic with artwork by Jim Lawson and Dan Berger. And it is about the Warrior Dragon, where there is a fight inside a Chinese restaurant, and the turtles get there. And, of course, there's this big dragon, and he's yellow and big. And, yes, if you want to read about the Warrior Dragon, which is very similar to the Archie type of storyline, you can check this out. And, again, you need this magazine to read it. Maybe someday I'll sit down and try to share stuff on the website with scans. But, right now, I do not have the time to go through and do that kind of stuff for everyone. It would be awesome if Nickelodeon decides to reprint some of these magazines for the fans of these days. There's an idea, Viacom. We want to see reprints of the magazines. Make a collector book of them. That would be so cool to see. And I know by responses to our previous magazine reviews that people want to see these. So, Viacom, reprints, please, please. Okay. The magazine is the normal size. You have your poster in the middle, done by Michael, and Michael Dooney does the cover as well. The poster inside this one is Donatello. So yay, we got our first Ninja Turtle poster inside a Ninja Turtle magazine. Because remember what I said about the last one? It was the Cheetos. But here we had this nice Donnie poster. And yes, I do have copies of these magazines where the posters are all torn out. So I have posters to plaster on the walls. Of course, not the brick walls of the sewer. But I do have those around. Because I love Michael's work. And he's a fantastic artist. This magazine right here does have some of the autographs from the artist. There's Michael's right there. We have Jim Lawson. And so you see their work in here, and I managed to bring the magazine to them and say, please autograph. Inside this issue of the magazine, we have the story of Stone Soup. And it's one of Splinter's stories to teach the turtles a lesson. You want to learn the lesson, you must read the story. I really do like Stone Soup. I think that they did a great job at writing it out. The artwork that they have to go along with it is well done. And I think that more of these type of things, like if they had a website, the old Mirage website had this thing to where they would put up Splinter Tales and put up different stories of Splinter. Well, that idea came from this magazine. And I'm hoping that we still get something similar to that when Nickelodeon finally releases NinjaTurtles.com to show us what they've been working on for us. I can't wait to see what they got. But in the meantime, we got our stuff from the past that if you've not read, I highly recommend reading. Their animal of this issue is a snake. King Snake in the back of it. So we have a normal full issue with the letter page and a bunch of little ads in here and there. And overall, like most times, I really do love this. In the back, they do have an advertisement on this one, advertising their foods. So, this is Turtles front, back, and throughout, and I love these magazines. Have you had the chance to read this magazine? If so, what do you think of it? Is this something that you have been interested in seeing and have not seen? If so, where have you checked? Have you found any for sale? If you have found these magazines for sale, because there are people looking for these, please comment below letting us know where you found the magazines. If you found them on eBay or another auction website or some kind of sale area where they sell old stuff, we're interested in where people could find these because there are people looking. I personally will keep collecting these magazines because I like to be able to give them out when I do have extras. When we do contests for Cowabunga Corner, if I had extras of these would be inside the pile of stuff to go in the contest. But I don't have extras. When and if I do find more, I will be letting people know through contesting, saying, hey, look what is thrown in. But in the meantime, my extras are usually torn up and posters on walls from my childhood. So please comment and rate this video, and if you have not yet, subscribe to Cowabunga Corner. Next week, we have a special episode for you, an interview with one of the original voice actors from the first cartoon series, April O'Neil. Renae Jacobs was nice enough to sit down with me this last summer and do an interview for us where we talk about her work on the original cartoon series and just how big of an impact it was on the fans all around. So we'll see you next week here on Cowabunga Corner.
Will you carry me home?